Have you ever seen an animal so unique that you could never forget it? For me, that animal is the zebra. They are one of the most famous and recognizable animals on the entire planet. When you think of the vast open grasslands of Africa, it's hard not to picture a herd of these incredible striped equines. Their bold black and white coats make them stand out, a living, breathing work of art against the golden savannas. Zebras are truly a symbol of the wild spirit of Africa, capturing our imagination and reminding us of the continent's incredible biodiversity. They are so much more than just a horse with stripes. They are a key part of their ecosystem and a wonder of the natural world. What makes them so special? It's not just their looks. Zebras are full of surprises and have amazing ways of surviving in a land filled with challenges. They are tough, social, and incredibly smart. From the moment they are born, they are ready to run, a crucial skill for an animal that is a primary food source for predators like lions and hyenas. Their presence tells a story about the health of the plains and the delicate balance of life in their habitat. They are a constant reminder of the raw, untamed beauty that exists in the wild places of our world, and their story is one of resilience, community, and survival against the odds. Throughout my travels, I have been lucky enough to see these magnificent creatures up close. Watching a herd move together across the plains is like watching a wave of black and white. The way they interact with each other, the constant communication, and their sheer energy is something you have to see to believe. They are a vital thread in the rich tapestry of African wildlife. Their story is deeply connected to the land they live on and the other animals they share it with. Understanding the zebra means understanding a piece of Africa itself, and it is a journey worth taking to appreciate these striped superstars for all they are. In this essay, we will gallop into the world of the zebra. We will explore everything from their incredible stripes to their complex social lives. We will discover where they live, what they mean to different cultures, and the challenges they face in our modern world. It is a story of survival, adaptation, and breathtaking beauty. So, let's get ready to explore the life of one of Africa's most iconic animals. The zebra is waiting, and its story is one that deserves to be told, understood, and cherished by all of us who care about the future of our planet's wildlife. When you look at a zebra, the first thing you notice is, of course, its stripes. Every single zebra has a unique pattern, just like a human fingerprint. No two are exactly alike. This makes each animal an individual. There are three main species of zebra: the plains zebra, the Grevy's zebra, and the mountain zebra. Plains zebras are the most common, with wide stripes that cover their whole body. Grevy's zebras are larger, with narrower, more numerous stripes that don't quite reach their belly. The mountain zebra, as its name suggests, lives in rough, hilly terrain and has a special flap of skin on its throat called a dewlap. The big question has always been, why the stripes? For years, scientists have debated this. One popular theory is that the stripes act as camouflage. When a herd of zebras stands together, the mass of moving stripes can confuse a predator, like a lion. It becomes difficult for the lion to single out one zebra from the swirling pattern of black and white. This is called motion dazzle, and it can give a zebra a precious few seconds to escape an attack. It's a brilliant defense mechanism that uses visual trickery to protect the entire group from danger. Another fascinating idea is that the stripes help keep the zebras cool. Scientists have discovered that the black stripes absorb more heat while the white stripes reflect it. This creates tiny air currents, or little breezes, that flow over the zebra's skin. This natural air conditioning system can make a big difference under the hot African sun, helping the animal regulate its body temperature and stay comfortable during the hottest parts of the day. It is an amazing example of how an animal's physical features can be perfectly suited to its environment, a true masterpiece of natural engineering. Finally, some research suggests the stripes are a brilliant form of pest control. Biting flies, like tsetse flies, can carry diseases and are a major annoyance for many African animals. Studies have shown that these flies have a much harder time landing on a striped surface compared to a solid-colored one. The pattern seems to confuse their vision, making zebras a much less appealing target. So, these beautiful stripes are not just for show. They are a multi-purpose tool for survival, offering camouflage, climate control, and protection from nasty disease-carrying insects. It's a perfect example of nature's ingenuity. Zebras are incredibly social animals. They live in groups called herds, but their social structure is more complex than you might think. For plains and mountain zebras, The basic group is a small family called a harem. A harem is usually made up of one male called a stallion, several females called mares, and their young foals. The stallion is the leader and protector of his family. He will defend his mares and foals from predators and from other stallions who might try to take over his group. The bond within these families is very strong, and they often stay together for many years. Communication is key to keeping the herd safe and organized. Zebras use a wide range of signals to talk to each other. They make different sounds, from a high-pitched bark to a donkey-like bray. These sounds can be used to greet each other, warn of danger, or call for a lost family member. They also use body language. The position of their ears, the way they hold their head, or a swish of their tail can all send a clear message. For example, ears flattened back against the head is a sign of aggression, while a friendly nuzzle is a sign of affection and bonding. Teamwork is essential for survival on the African plains. When a predator is near, zebras work together to defend themselves. They will form a protective circle with the young foals in the center, while the adults face outwards. If a lion or a pack of hyenas attacks, the stallion will often charge at the threat, kicking and biting to drive it away. The mares will also defend their young fiercely. This group defense makes it much harder for a predator to succeed. They understand that there is strength in numbers, and their cooperation is their greatest weapon against the many dangers they face every day. This social bond is also important for raising the next generation. A foal can stand and run shortly after it is born, but it is still very vulnerable. The mother zebra will keep her foal very close for the first few days, preventing it from seeing other zebras. This helps the foal memorize its mother's unique stripe pattern, voice, and scent. This way, the foal can always find its mother in the middle of a large, crowded herd. The whole family helps to look after the young, teaching them the ways of the herd, and protecting them until they are old enough to fend for themselves. Zebras are icons of Africa, and their homes are the vast and varied landscapes of the eastern and southern parts of the continent. However, not all zebras live in the same place. Each of the three species has adapted to a specific type of environment. The most widespread species, the plain zebra, lives up to its name. You can find them in the treeless grasslands and savanna woodlands from southern Ethiopia all the way down to South Africa. They're famous for their long migrations, traveling hundreds of miles each year in search of fresh grass and water, often alongside other animals like wildebeest. The Grevy's zebra, on the other hand, prefers a much tougher and drier habitat. These beautiful zebras are found in the semi-arid scrublands and grasslands of northern Kenya and Ethiopia. Their environment is much harsher, with less water and tougher vegetation. Because of this, Grevy's zebras have a different social structure, and do not form the same permanent family groups as plain zebras. They are also more dependent on specific water sources, and can go for several days without drinking, a crucial adaptation for life in such an arid landscape. Their range is much smaller and more restricted than that of their plains-dwelling cousins. Then there is the mountain zebra, which, as you can guess, has made its home in the rugged, mountainous regions of South Africa, Namibia, and Angola. There are two subspecies, the Cape Mountain zebra and Hartmann's mountain zebra. They are incredible climbers with hard, pointed hooves that give them excellent grip on rocky slopes. They live in small herds and graze on the sparse grasses and shrubs found at high altitudes. Their habitat is very different from the open plains, requiring them to be agile and adaptable to survive the steep terrain and fluctuating temperatures of the mountains. The survival of each zebra species is directly linked to the health of its specific habitat. Plain zebras need vast open grasslands to graze and migrate. Grevy's zebras rely on the delicate balance of their arid ecosystem and access to scarce waterholes. Mountain zebras need their rugged, rocky slopes to be protected from human development. The presence of zebras is a good indicator of a healthy environment. When you see a thriving herd of zebras, it tells you that the grasslands are healthy, the water sources are clean, and the ecosystem is in balance, which is good news for all of the other animals that share their home. Zebras are not just important in the wild, they have also galloped their way into human culture and imagination for centuries. Their striking appearance has made them a powerful symbol in stories, art, and folklore across Africa and around the world. In many African cultures, the zebra represents beauty, individuality, and community. Its stripes are seen as a symbol of harmony and balance, the coming together of two opposites, black and white, to create a perfect whole. Some folktales tell stories of how the zebra got its stripes, often through a clever trick or a great battle, teaching lessons about wisdom and courage. One famous sand tale from southern Africa tells of a brave, all-white horse that fought a fierce baboon over the last remaining waterhole during a great drought. During their epic struggle, the horse kicked the baboon so hard that it fell backward into a fire. The horse also stumbled and fell into the fire, getting scorched with black stripes from the burning logs. It then ran into the mountains, becoming the first mountain zebra. Stories like this are not just entertainment. They are a way of explaining the natural world and passing down cultural values and knowledge from one generation to the next. Beyond Africa, the zebra's unique pattern has become a global symbol. In Western culture, the black and white stripes are often associated with things that are different, exotic, and unique. We see zebra stripes in fashion, interior design, and art, where they are used to make a bold and stylish statement. The zebra itself has become a symbol of the wild, untamed spirit of Africa, representing freedom and natural beauty. When people think of a safari, or an adventure in a faraway land, the image of a zebra is often one of the first things that comes to mind, sparking a sense of wonder and excitement. The zebra has also found its way into our language. In medicine, there is a saying, "When you hear hoofbeats, think of horses, not zebras." This means that doctors should first look for the most common and obvious explanation for a patient's symptoms, not the rare and unusual one. In this context, the zebra represents the rare and unexpected diagnosis. It is a fascinating example of how this animal has become a symbol for uniqueness and standing out from the crowd, not just in the wild, but in our everyday thinking and culture as well. Despite their fame and beauty, zebras face serious challenges to their survival in the modern world. The single biggest threat to all three species is habitat loss. As human populations grow, more land is needed for farming, building cities, and raising livestock. This means that the vast open grasslands that zebras need to survive are shrinking and becoming fragmented. Fences are put up that block their ancient migration routes, cutting them off from essential food and water sources. When their habitat disappears, so do the zebras. It is a slow and silent threat, but it is the most dangerous one they face. Another major problem is competition with livestock for resources. In many areas, cattle, sheep, and goats graze on the same land as zebras. This means there is less grass and water available for the wild animals. Sometimes this competition can lead to conflict with humans, who may see zebras as a pest that is taking food away from their domestic animals. Zebras are also hunted for their beautiful skins and, in some places, for their meat. While this is not as big a threat as it once was, illegal poaching still happens and can have a devastating impact on smaller, more vulnerable populations. The situation is especially critical for the Grevy's zebra and the mountain zebra. Both of these species are listed as endangered. There are only a few thousand Grevy's zebras left in the wild, and their population is now mostly confined to specific reserves in Kenya. The Cape Mountain zebra was once on the very brink of extinction, with fewer than 100 individuals remaining. Their story shows that conservation efforts can work, but they require a lot of dedication and resources. The future of these species hangs in a delicate balance, and they depend entirely on our help to survive. Fortunately, many people and organizations are working hard to protect these striped wonders. Conservation groups are creating and managing national parks and wildlife reserves where zebras can live safely. They work with local communities to reduce human-wildlife conflict and find ways for people and zebras to coexist peacefully. Scientists are studying zebras to better understand their needs and how to protect them. Efforts include monitoring populations, restoring habitats, and implementing anti-poaching patrols. These actions provide a lifeline for zebras and are crucial for ensuring that they continue to roam the African plains for generations to come. The story of the zebra is a powerful reminder of the beauty and fragility of our natural world. These incredible animals, with their mesmerizing stripes and strong family bonds, are more than just a beautiful sight. They are a vital part of the African ecosystem. As grazers, they play a crucial role in maintaining the health of the grasslands, which in turn supports countless other species. Their presence is a sign of a healthy, functioning environment. When we work to protect zebras, we are also working to protect the entire web of life that depends on the same savannas, mountains, and scrublands. Their future is connected to the future of so many other animals. We all have a part to play in helping them. Supporting conservation organizations that work on the ground in Africa is one of the most direct ways to make a difference. These groups are protecting habitats, fighting poaching, and working with local communities to create a future where both people and wildlife can thrive. We can also help by being responsible tourists if we are ever lucky enough to visit Africa. Choosing eco-friendly lodges and tour operators that respect wildlife helps ensure that tourism benefits conservation efforts. Spreading awareness and sharing the story of the zebra with friends and family also helps build a global community that cares. The successful recovery of the Cape Mountain zebra from the edge of extinction gives us a powerful stripe of hope. It shows that with determination, collaboration, and science-based conservation, we can pull species back from the brink. It proves that our efforts matter and that we can make a positive impact. The challenges are great, but the will to protect these iconic animals is also strong. We must apply the lessons learned from these successes to the ongoing struggles of the Grevy's zebra, and to ensure the long-term survival of the more common plains zebra, which is also facing population declines. Let's not imagine a world without the dazzling sight of a zebra herd moving across the plains. Let's work to make sure that future generations can experience the same sense of wonder that we feel when we see these striped marvels. The zebra is a symbol of wild Africa, a symbol of individuality, and a symbol of resilience. By protecting them, we are protecting a piece of our planet's soul. Let's stand together, like a zebra herd facing a challenge, and ensure that these magnificent creatures have a safe and secure future, forever galloping free under the African sun.